Apologies for any excessive static noises. Welcome to the blind live stream of Gothic. Streamed live on YouTube on 16th November 2020. Gothic will be streamed for up to 3 hours today. Thanks for watching. Please say hello in the chat and provide feedback. You will not be ignored and will receive a verbal response and a text response when the time is appropriate. Thanks for watching and patience. Also, if you do leave a message in chat and would like a response, please allow the message to be seen and responded. Please do not leave, thanks. Please invite your friends to chat and watch. Please be aware that this is a blind playthrough. Please avoid any tips, advice and spoilers. Thanks. Please remember to check out other videos on Kallian K's channels.
That's ever likely to change.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Very differently. Let's talk about something else instead.
I'm not listening to all the
thought that had
blabbering.
been cleared up ages ago.
I thought that had been cleared up ages
Same old
ago.
story every time.
That wasn't very
Some
clever.
people never learn.
Same old story every time.
Well, there was a time when things would have
People
gone
always talk.
very differently.
But keep it to
I'm
yourself.
somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know about it.
If you think
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
That wasn't very
Gothic.
clever.
Blind. Live stream. Part 10.
You're probably right.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Come on, baby.
We'll never learn.
you have to watch what they
As
do.
long as I'm not
Thought that had been
involved.
cleared up ages ago.
You shouldn't
like to
believe
be in
everything
his
you
shoes,
hear.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, though. People always
I
talk.
thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
There was a time when things would have gone very
Same
different.
old story. Every
That wasn't very clever.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, Bob.
You're probably
Let's talk
right.
about something else instead.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
As long as I'm not involved.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Same old story.
Wouldn't like to be
Something
in
about
his
that
shoes, though.
story after all.
I wouldn't like to be in his
Not
shoes,
listening to
Bob.
all the
Something about
blathering.
that
Never mind
story
rushing
after
into
all.
anything. As long as I wasn't very clever. Never mind go rushing into anything.
Something else instead.
I thought that had been
Wouldn't like
cleared
to
up
be in
ages
his
ago.
shoes, though.
You have to watch what
Wouldn't
you
like to
tell
be in
people.
his shoes, though.
There was a time
Why
when
on
things
somebody
would
you
have
know
gone
was
very
different? That's how it goes.
Some people never learn.
Rely on somebody to be cleared up. That's how it goes. It's obvious that there would be trouble at the time.
You have to watch what you tell, Clever.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Probably right.
Hang on.
obvious
Better
that there'd
not
be
go
trouble
rushing into
ahead.
anything.
As long as I'm not involved.
There must be something about that story after all.
That wasn't very clever.
Clever change.
Ah, you're probably right.
That wasn't
It's
very
obvious
clever.
there'd be trouble ahead.
Hang on, better not go rushing into
Doubt
it.
it's ever likely to change.
You're very probably right.
As long as I'm not involved.
As long as I'm not involved. Maybe.
It was obvious.
It was obvious that you have to watch what you tell people.
I doubt that's ever likely to change. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
You shouldn't believe everything.
I'd like to buy a map.
Sure. What are you thinking of? The more you can see on a map, the more expensive it is.
You're very probably right.
Must be something about that story.
I'd better keep out of it.
Keep it clear. You don't need to know it.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Must be something about that story.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'd better keep out of it.
Why does that happen over and over again?
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
but
That's
who
how it
cares?
goes.
Maybe,
It was
but who
obvious
cares?
that there would be trouble ahead. Maybe.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Wasn't fair.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. There must be something about that story after all.
Rely on somebody in your age. That's how it goes.
People always talk.
I thought that had been cleared up.
You have to watch what you tell people.
That's really not my
You're
problem.
probably right.
Hang on. Not go rushing into anything.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
What the fuck? Graham. This is not a map.
Rely on somebody in your
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
That had been cleared up ages ago.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Same old story. Every time. There was a time.
There must be
listening
something
to all
about
that
that story after.
I bet
If you think
There's something story every time.
it was obvious that there would be trouble.
There must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about something else instead.
It's probably. Let's.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently. Let's talk about something else instead.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
I'd like to buy a map.
Sure. What are you thinking of? The more you can see on a map, the more expensive it is.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
You shouldn't believe everything.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. That won't happen again. Let's talk about something else. That wasn't very clever.
I would like to be in his shoes.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. As long as I'm not involved.
Can you teach me something?
Yes, I can teach you to improve your dexterity or your strength.
I'm not involved.
That wasn't very clever.
Hang on. Not go rushing into anything.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Very clever.
Same old story every time. People always talk.
Hang on, better
Now
not
it's
go
ever
rushing
likely
into
to
anything.
change.
Your strength has increased a lot. Your skills in using the bow and the crossbow have improved. Come back soon. There are many things you need to learn.
Take care.
You have to watch what you
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
Doubt that's ever likely to change.
hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
You told me I could have as much stew as I wanted.
And that's true. Here, take 3 portions.
You're probably right.
I'd better keep out of it.
Maybe.
You're very probably right.
There. Maybe.
I'd better keep out of it.
Step aside!
I'd better.
Let's talk about...
The worst shit. It was obvious that there would be trouble.
That will...
Better
I
keep
thought that had been cleared up ages.
I'm not listening to all that
There was a time when things.
Show me your goods.
I got the best stuff here.
There must be something about that story.
You have to watch what you tell people.
And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
You have to watch what you tell
There would be trouble ahead.
People always talk.
Might be an issue. That's really not my problem.
Same old story
There's
every
time.
time.
There would be
Keep it to
trouble ahead.
yourself. People don't need to know it.
somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
You have to watch what you tell people.
There must be something about that story after all.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Same old story every time.
Same old story every time. That won't happen again.
Why does that happen over and over again?
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
It was obvious that they would be
Might be
trouble.
an issue.
Show me your goods.
I got the best stuff here.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Maybe.
People always talk.
Hang on.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
That's really not my problem.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
If you think.
That's ever likely to change. Hang on. You're rushing into that.
Watch what you tell me.
You're very probably right.
That wasn't very clever.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
There must be something about that story after all.
You're very probably
Same
right.
old story every time.
You're very probably right.
You have to watch what you tell
Maybe.
people.
Rely on somebody and you're in
Keep it to
trouble.
yourself.
That's how it
People
goes.
don't need to know it.
Same
As long as I'm not
story
involved.
every time.
Don't blather so much. Yeah. Maybe.
That wasn't very
That
clever.
won't happen again.
There must be something.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Like to be in his shoes, though.
There was a time when things
That
would have
wasn't
gone
very clever.
very differently.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. Hang on.
Totally
Better not go
idiotic.
rushing into anything.
Totally
That
idiotic.
won't happen again. You have to watch what you tell people.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into
That won't happen again.
Totally idiotic.
That wasn't very.
Not listening to all the blathering anymore.
You shouldn't believe everything.
It was obvious that there would be trouble
There was a
ahead.
time when things would have gone very differently.
People always talk.
Same old.
Have you got armor for me as well?
Well, I'm sure that I can satisfy you.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
It's obvious that there'd be trouble.
That won't
ahead.
happen again.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Same old story every time.
I better keep out of it.
Let's talk about something else
Totally
instead.
idiotic.
It was obvious that they would be trouble.
Not my problem.
You shouldn't believe
Very
everything you
probably
hear.
right.
It was obvious that there'd be trouble ahead.
Show me your goods.
You think,
Maybe.
I wouldn't
but
like
keep
to
it
be
to
in his
yourself.
shoes,
People
though.
don't need to know it.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
The worst shit.
on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Maybe, but who cares?
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
That's really not my problem.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Same old story every time. As long as I'm not involved.
People always.
Some people never
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
You always talk.
There must be something about that story after all.
I thought that had been cleared up ages
Maybe.
ago.
That wasn't very clever.
Maybe.
Some people never learn.
Hang on. You
Same
better not
old
go
story
rushing into
every
anything.
time.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
To yourself, people don't need to know it.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
I'm not listening to all laughing anymore.
Rely on somebody.
Show me your goods.
That's how it goes.
After all,
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
I'd better keep
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
Some people never learn.
Same
You have
old
to
story
watch what you
every
tell
time.
people.
That wasn't very clever.
Same old story every time.
That wasn't.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
It was obvious that there
Hang
would be
on.
trouble
If you
ahead.
think,
Better not go rushing into anything.
That wasn't very clever.
as long as I'm not involved,
As long as
Hang on.
I'm not
Better
involved.
not go rushing into
there
anything.
must be something about that story after all.
That won't happen again.
The worst shit.
You're very probably right.
That wasn't very clever.
I doubt that's ever likely to
Same old
change.
story every time.
If you think.
I doubt that's ever likely
Some
to
people
change.
never learn.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
There was a time when things were
Same
done
old
very
story every time.
I'd better keep out of it.
Maybe.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
I'm not listening
not
to
really
all
my
the blathering
problem.
anymore.
Oh, I thought that would have been clarified
think
a
to
long
yourself.
time ago.
People don't need to know it.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Some people never learn.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Same old story
About that
every
story
time.
Worst shit.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into
As
anything.
long as I'm not involved.
If you think.
I better keep out of it.
You're very probably right.
I'm not listening
You
to all
shouldn't
the
believe
blathering
everything you hear.
Well, there was a time when things
Let's
would have
talk
gone
about something
very
else
differently.
instead.
that there would be trouble ahead.
You have to watch
You
what
shouldn't
tell
believe
people.
everything
That
you
won't
hear.
happen again.
Rely on somebody.
There
and
must
you're
be
in
something
trouble.
about
That's
that
how it
story
goes.
after all.
That's really not my problem. As long as I'm
There
not
must be something about that story after all.
be in his shoes, though.
That won't happen again.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
There must be something about that story after all.
No, I better keep out of it.
Let's talk about something else
Rely on
instead.
somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
You're very
I'm
probably
not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Hang on.
I thought that
Better not go rushing into anything.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
That's really not my problem.
You're very probably right. You have to watch what you tell people.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Same old
Rely on
story
somebody
every time.
and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
That wasn't very clever.
It was obvious that there'd be trouble ahead.
People always talk.
That won't happen again.
You're very probably right.
The worst shit.
It was obvious that there would be trouble
Hang
ahead.
on.
That's
Better
really
not go
not my
rushing into
problem.
anything.
If you think
Let's talk about something
you
else
shouldn't
instead.
believe everything
Rely
you
on
hear.
somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
To know it.
Have you got armor for me as well?
Well, I'm sure that I can satisfy you.
It was obvious that there would be trouble
I
ahead.
wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
There must be something about that story after all.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
It was obvious that
Rely
there
on
would be
somebody
trouble ahead.
and you're in trouble. That's how
I'm
it
not
goes.
listening to
Let's
all that
talk about
blathering
something else
anymore.
instead.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Rely on somebody.
Give me the
and
digger's
you're in trouble.
trousers.
That's how it
A
goes.
good choice.
You're very
I'm
probably
not
right.
listening to all that blathering anymore.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
As long as I'm not involved.
You're very
Rely on
probably
somebody
right.
And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Same old story every time.
Some people never.
Why does that happen over and over again?
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
It was
Hang
obvious
on.
that there would be
Better not
trouble.
go rushing into anything.
As long as I'm not involved.
This armor better be worth
You
it.
shouldn't believe everything.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
That won't happen again.
You have to watch what you tell people.
I'd better keep out of it.
Some
Rely
people
on
never
somebody
learn.
and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Maybe.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into
You shouldn't
anything.
believe everything you hear.
People always talk.
I'd better keep out of it.
Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. That won't happen
Very
again.
clever.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Rely on somebody.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
It was obvious that there'd be trouble ahead.
There was a time when things were...
Let me see if I can't get into the castle now.
Trouble ahead.
That wasn't very clever.
I thought that had been cleared ages ago.
People always talk. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. There must be something about that. I wouldn't like to be in his story every time.
That wasn't very clever. I thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
That wasn't very clever. It's obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
That's not really my problem.
Some people never learn.
There must be something about that story after all.
That wasn't very clever.
I'd better keep out of it.
As long as I'm not involved.
Like to be in his shoes, though.
Some people never learn.
Listen to all the blathering.
Let's talk about something else
Story
instead.
every time.
Same old.
It was obvious there would be trouble ahead.
People always talk.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
That wasn't very clever.
I need to get into the castle. I have a letter here for the High-Fire Mage.
And you expect me to let you stroll inside the castle to hand it over and collect your reward?
Yeah.
Okay, show me the letter.
I'm not letting you handle it. Forget it.
Okay, I've forgotten.
That's really not my problem.
Let's talk about something else instead.
That's ever likely to listening to all the blathering.
I'd better keep
Some people never learn.
I'd better keep out of it.
I have the 1,000 nuggets of ore. Now let me go in.
Don't try and trick me, kid. You don't have 1,000 nuggets of ore.
If you think.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Same old story every time.
But keep it to yourself.
It was obvious there was
What about my esteem within the camp?
I've talked to a few people.
And?
Scatty has told me he's anxious to see how you come off against Kurgo. And he's anxious to see if you'll challenge Karim. Whistler told me the story about Fisk. Well, if I was you, I would have taken the ore and cleared it off. But anyway, he thinks a great deal of you. Sly told me that you found Neck. He seemed to be really content. Fingers told me that you've already learned a bit, but he thinks you can still improve your skills. You've really managed to get the recipe from Kallian. Dexter is very impressed, and so am I. Thora says we could make use of someone like you. That's very good for you. You've found enough people to speak in your favor. You also passed the test of faith. Go to Thoris. I've already told him everything. He'll let you go to see Gomez.
Maybe.
That wasn't very clever.
What do I have to do when I meet Gomez?
Gomez's decisions are made from gut instinct. He'll look at your mug, and then he'll make up his mind if you can join.
You have to watch what you tell people.
From now on, you'll have to get by on your own. Make the best of it. Good luck.
There must be something about that story after all.
That's really not my problem.
Take care.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Keep it to yourself. There must be something about that story after all.
I'm not listening to all that slathering anyway.
Thought that had been
Keep it
cleared
to
up ages
yourself.
ago.
People don't need to know it.
There must be something about that story after all.
Some people never learn.
Always talk.
If you think.
Hang on.
That's not
Better
really
not
my
go rushing
problem.
into anything.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Thoris is a bastard. He had spoken to Diego.
When things would have gone very different.
Diego says I'm ready to see Gomez.
That's my decision.
And what do you decide?
I must admit, you seem to have done most things okay. Okay, you can see Gomez. He alone will decide whether you get to join us or not. From now on, you're on your own, kid.
Stop!
Relax. I've talked to Thoris. I'm allowed in.
Oh, I won't forget your face, pal. You get into trouble and it won't end quickly. Who let you in?
Thoris.
And what do you think you're doing?
I just wanted to see what it's like in here.
Huh, very funny.
Can you teach me to fight?
I only train guards. So until Thoris has made you one, you'll have to find someone else. Let me pass.
If you think.
This castle's pretty roomy.
I don't think I've seen you here before. Who are you?
I'm a newcomer. Just thought I'd take a look around. What can you tell me about the castle?
Gomez and his gang took it over after the big uprising. I knew right away it was better to join up with him. Even when we were still cooped up in the dungeons and had to slave away in the mines, the rest of us prisoners always did what he said.
Are there dungeons under the castle, then?
Yeah, but there ain't nothing in them now. Nobody ever went down there after the big uprising.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Gomez and his gang took it over after the big uprising. I knew right away it was better to join up with him. Even when we were still cooped up in the dungeons and had to slave away in the mines, the rest of us prisoners always did what he said.
Are there dungeons under the castle, then?
Yeah, but there ain't nothing in them now. Nobody ever went down there after the big uprising.
Yeah, people always talk.
Who calls the shots around here?
Thoris is the one that makes sure things don't fall apart. He's right under Gomez.
I thought that had been cleared ages ago. Maybe.
I'm new here.
So I see.
How's things?
You make trouble here, you get punished.
You have to watch what you tell people.
I see. What do you do here?
I take care of the guards' weapons.
Do you sell weapons?
Only to Gomez and his men.
I get it. I'll see you.
There should be a warning sign here. That's dangerous.
You may not cross this doorstep unless Master Callisto allows it.
That won't happen again.
I'm looking for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
That is Callisto. What do you want with him?
I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Are you a messenger from the outside world?
Yes. A magician gave me the letter shortly before they threw me into the colony.
Show me the letter.
Believe everything you hear.
That's really not my problem.
I want my reward first.
Callisto will ask Torres to give it to you as soon as he has the letter. I am a servant of Innos. I never lie. Now give me the letter.
I'd rather give the letter to Torres himself.
I can't talk you out of that, can I?
No, I want to see my reward first.
Well then, if that's what you want, wait here.
That wasn't very clever.
Well, if you think.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Yeah, I better keep out of it.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Callisto is not very pleased to see that you have so little faith in the servants of Innos. But he says you may go to Torres and let him give you the usual reward.
Some people never learn.
Where can I find Torres?
He is in front of the temple building all day. At night, he is inside like all the others. But only magicians may enter the temple house, so you can only speak to him during the day.
Tell me something about the Magicians of Fire.
The Circle of Fire takes its powers from the grace of Innos. The God of Light, Truth, and Justice watches over us. The magicians consider themselves to be the chosen ones, and that's how they treat others. I was lucky to be admitted. Callisto made me his apprentice. He probably just wanted some entertainment. Since then, I've been trying to improve my magic skills every day in order to be admitted to the next circle.
Hang on. Better
See you later.
into anything. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Let's talk about something else instead.
There must be something about that story after all.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I hope I am doing the right thing.
Yeah, people always...
Would like to be in his shoes, though. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
As long as I'm not involved.
That won't happen again.
Hold it. What are you doing?
I want to go in.
Are you kidding?
Why don't you ask Doris?
I will. If you're lying, you're as good as dead.
Are you saying I can go in?
Yeah, get moving.
What can I do for you?
Who are you?
I'm Raven, Gomez's right-hand man. Anyone who wants to see Gomez has to talk to me first.
How's the ore trade going?
The old mine's doing well. The last load of supplies from the outside world was massive.
Something about that story after all.
I want to see Gomez. Thoris says I'm to be taken on as a shadow.
We're always on the lookout for good men. You seem to have your wits about you. You might be okay. I'll take you to Gomez. Follow me. And don't touch anything.
Better not go rushing into anything. People always talk. I doubt that.
There must be something about that story.
Rely on...
Gomez is over there. If you don't show him some respect, I'll take pleasure in teaching it to you personally. Have you got that?
That's ever likely to change.
That wasn't very clever.
I'm not listening to all the
I
blathering
thought that
anymore.
would have been clarified a long time ago.
Who are you?
I'm Arto.
What do you do around here?
I'm Gomez's bodyguard.
You don't talk much, do you?
Nope.
Who are you?
They call me Scar.
What's your job?
Me and Arto make sure nobody gets to see Gomez unless they're invited. And I make sure the women don't get restless.
When they threw me in here, I saw a woman being brought down with the goods.
So what?
Is she here?
Look, in case you're interested in her, let me give you some advice. Forget her. She's only just got here, and Gomez has her locked in his room. When he's done with her, he might just send her down, but for now, she's his, so you better take your mind off her.
Is there anything you can tell me about Gomez?
All you need to know is that he's the most powerful man in the colony. He gets what he wants, but all he really wants is power.
Step aside.
Who are you?
Bartholow's the name. I see to it that the ore barons get their supplies. I'm in charge of the lot, from weed supplies to food and provisions for the women. Also, it's my job to make sure those idiotic cooks do their job right. They should be grateful. Gomez won't put up with any crap. He fed the last 2 cooks to the lurkers in the river.
Shh! You're not allowed to talk to us.
Get out of my way!
I have come to offer my services.
What makes you think we're interested in your services?
I hope I'm not going to have to chop your head off to prove that I can handle a weapon.
There's a fine line between bravery and stupidity.
You've taught him a lesson.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Who are you?
Bartholow's the name. I see to it that the ore
You're not
barons
allowed
get
to
their
talk to
supplies. I'm in
You're not
charge of
allowed
the
to talk
lot,
to
from
us.
weed supplies to food and
You're
provisions
not
for the
allowed
women.
to talk to us.
Also, It's my job to
You're
make
not
sure
allowed to
those
talk to us.
idiotic cooks do their job right. They should be grateful. Gomez won't put up with any crap. He fed the last 2 cooks to the lurkers in the river.
I have come to offer my services.
What makes you think we're interested in your services?
I have stood the test of faith, and Thoris says I'm worth it.
You wouldn't have gotten in here alive if that weren't so. I hope that's not the best you can do.
I've been traveling around the colony a lot, and I have contacts in all of the camps.
Now that could prove useful. Who are you in contact with?
Laris.
And?
A couple of the fences in the new camp.
And?
Iberian.
Iberian doesn't waste his time on guys like you. Your lies tell me you think I'm an idiot. I'm disappointed to see you think I'm stupid. I hate being disappointed.
What a fight!
Who are you?
Bartholow's the name. I see. I all.
I have come to offer my services.
What makes you think we're interested in your services?
I have stood the test of faith, and Thoris says I'm worth it.
You wouldn't have gotten in here alive if that weren't so. I hope that's not the best you can do.
I've been traveling around the colony a lot, and I have contacts in all of the camps.
Now that could prove useful. Who are you in contact with?
Laris.
And?
A couple of the fences in the new camp.
And?
A few of the bowels in the Brotherhood's camp.
And?
Kor Kalam.
And?
Those were the important ones.
Not bad. For a beginner. You shall have your chance.
Does that mean I'm in?
You bet it does. You're one of us now, kid. Raven will fill you in on everything.
Hello?
Gomez says I'm in.
Great. In that case, you can prove your worth with the first task. It shouldn't be too difficult for you, provided your connections are as good as you say.
What do you want me to do?
We do a lot of trade with the Brotherhood. That doesn't mean to say we trust them. Go to the swamp. When you get to the camp, keep your ears open. Anything you pick up might be useful for us. The more you find out, the better. It'll take a bit of tact, if you know what I mean.
Keep cool. I'm not going to get them angry.
I knew you'd understand.
Where can I get better equipment?
Go and see Diego. He'll give you some armor. It'll stop you from getting killed, and it'll serve as an ID at the same time. Your armor should give you access to all the places you need to go. If you need any weapons, go and talk to Skip. You'll find him in the big shed right at the back, left of the castle courtyard.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Very probably.
Well, if you think... Let's talk about something else instead.
You're very probably right.
It was obvious there would be trouble ahead.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Maybe it was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
Let's talk about something else instead.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead. It was.
That wasn't very clever.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Yeah, I better keep out of it.
There must be something about that story after all.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
As long as I'm not,
That's how it goes.
There must be something about that story.
Yeah, you're very probably right.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
I'm not listening to all the
Yeah, I better
blathering.
keep out of it.
That wasn't very clever.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
As long
If you
as I'm
think. It was obvious that there'd be trouble
Rely on
ahead.
somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes. That's
That wasn't very clever.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
If you think
Some people never learn. Let's talk about something else.
I doubt that's
I
ever
wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
I better keep out and not go rushing into anything.
That wasn't very
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
As long as I'm not involved.
Yeah, some people never learn.
You shouldn't believe every.
Yeah, you're very probably right.
As long as I'm not involved. Same old story every time.
there was a time at
You think.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
same old
Yeah, people always talk.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Something about that story after all.
Yeah, that won't happen again.
You shouldn't believe everything.
That wasn't very clever.
That won't happen.
As long as I'm not involved.
I thought that'd be cleared up ages.
If you
For Gomez!
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble.
I could
That's
do
how
with
it
a
goes.
few
let's
things.
talk about something
I
else.
could sell you a few things.
Let's talk about something
You
else
have to
instead.
watch what you tell people.
Some people never learn.
Let's talk about something else instead.
There was a time when things would have
Thought
gone
that had been
very
cleared up
different.
ages ago. But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
You have to watch what you tell people. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
You're very probably right.
Let's talk about something else instead.
I thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
As long as I'm not involved. You're very probably again.
There must be something about that story after all.
Maybe.
That wasn't very clever.
For Gomez!
Again.
You shouldn't believe everything.
I could do with a few things.
I could sell you a few things.
Same old
I
story.
doubt that's ever
every
likely
time.
to change. Rely on somebody,
wasn't
you're
very
in trouble.
clever.
That's how it goes. You have to watch what you tell people.
That's really not my problem. Rely on somebody.
You shouldn't
and
believe
you're in
everything
trouble.
you hear.
That's how it goes.
As long as I'm not
Well,
involved.
there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
You have to watch what you tell people. I thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
As long as I'm not involved.
That won't happen again.
That's really not my problem.
That won't happen again.
That wasn't very clever. Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. That wasn't very clever.
There must be something about that story after all.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. Same old story every time.
That's really not my problem.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Let's talk about something else instead.
For Gomez!
I could do with a few things.
I could sell you a few things.
You're very probably right.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Maybe.
As long as I'm not involved.